Hello and welcome in, sports fans, to this live video streaming event of Table Rock Sports Productions. I'm Nate Goodyear with Elijah Klein, coming to you live from Modoc Field at Klamath Union High School in Klamath Falls, Oregon. I want to thank you for joining us this evening on the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week, powered by U.S. Cellular at Siskiyou. Tonight, it's the visiting Phoenix Pirates taking on the Klamath Union Pelicans right here at Modoc Field. We've heard it is homecoming tonight for Klamath Union. Both of these teams in desperate search of a win. We'll speak with Elijah Klein shortly. He's going to be on the camera tonight as well. But let's take a look at what's been going on for Phoenix. It's been a rough year, but they did get a victory out of the way. They're 1-3 coming in. They hadn't won prior to this season. They missed the entire season full of wins before that. And here they are this evening looking for their second but first conference win against the Klamath Union Pelicans. Last week they took on Mazama and kind of got walloped. 45-0 was the final score, but Mazama just kind of on another level right now to these Phoenix Pirates. They're looking for a little bit of good luck against Klamath Union, who come into this game winless. They fell short at Henley last week by a final of 35-6. They're 0-4 overall on the season and 0-1 in Skyline Conference play. We're pleased to bring you this game on TableRockSports.net in partnership with the Phoenix School District and our participating community business partners. Be sure to download the new version of our free app where you can watch all Table Rock Sports Network events on your phone, tablet, PC, or anywhere you connect for free. We also invite fans to check out all the features on TableRockSports.net where you can find easy access to live streaming events, Southern Oregon Sports Spotlight, and our new feature, the Alumni Watch. So as we speak with our resident Klamath expert, Elijah Klein, running the camera tonight, that is kind of your stomping grounds here, Elijah. What do you expect out of KU tonight? They've kind of had a rough season, as has Phoenix, but a couple of teams right here that appear to be pretty evenly matched.
You know, when you get two teams like this just hungry for a win, you can pull out all the stops in a game like this. Both teams desperately need a win. I expect to see a high-scoring, back-and-forth game, and just both teams needing a win. It should be a fun one, Chris. Or Nate, excuse me.
That's okay. I was doing the game last week with Katrina Sewell, and I called her Caitlin half a dozen times.
Oh, good.
And most of them I didn't even realize it, and I had it written down in front of me. So, you know, that's you call me Chris, you call me whatever. But the point is, hopefully, we get a good game in tonight.
Absolutely.
Coin flip complete, and it looks like Phoenix is going to go ahead and take the first possession of the ball game. The Klamath Union sideline, they're cheering for that. They want to start out on defense. We see that happen so much more often these days where a team chooses to defer because they want to be able to get a stop and then go score, and more importantly, get the ball in the second half kickoff. It's a potential 14-point swing there if you can pull it off, but you got to play the first two quarters first. So Phoenix is going to start the game on offense. And we'll step aside quickly to hear from our sponsors and be back on TableRockSports.net. Well, what the heck? We're ready to go. We'll get it rolling here. Nothing happening so far that you missed on our non-ad break, but for Phoenix, they're going to get the ball first. Back deep as usual, it's Davon Ruiz and Nick Goff. Ruiz, the junior, Goff, the senior. They'll await the kick from try to get a number on the kicker there. It looks like Xavier Arvizu visiting Phoenix in their road whites. A couple of early whistles here before we even get things underway. I think we're waiting on the scoreboard over there just to kind of get the clock reset.
Here we go.
And we're set to go. It's on the ground quickly, over the head of Baynard, and into the hands of Kyle Walker. Walker up to the 45-yard line, past the 46. And Phoenix is going to get pretty good field position to start off. Michael Walker, the senior back, has really shown himself to be kind of the workhorse of this Phoenix team. Offensively, Mateo Lopez is going to take a spot behind Walker in this I formation with Zach Dungy under center. Actually, it looks like we're not going to see Lopez. Maybe suffering from some lingering effects after last week's game, in which he left a little bit early against Mazama after getting roughed up more than once. Here's Dungy towards the line of scrimmage, and he's stripped of the football. Klamath Union is all over it.
That's a big swing if it stands.
Just like that, one play, one turnover for Phoenix, and their offensive struggles continue.
And Nate, you talked about what a big thing it can be when you defer the kickoff and try to put your defense out there to get a stop, and it went Klamath Union's way in that case.
Take another look at this one right here. It was Dungy getting flushed out of the pocket. We'll get a look at that maybe another time. Here's Arvizu, the senior quarterback. It's a give around the right edge and lots of room to run. Eric Peltier, the sophomore slot wide receiver, takes it all the way.
You can't start any better than that.
"47 yards to the house for Peltier. Get another look. He's able to get the edge, and not a Phoenix defender to be found. Does a good job weaving in and out of the blocks, but an easy score, and KU is up 6-0. Coming out, a swinging gate formation. 2-point attempt is going to come up short. But nonetheless, the 47-yard touchdown jaunt from the sophomore Eric Peltier puts the Pelicans on top 6-0. We'll be back after this, live from Klamath Union High School on TableRockSports.net.
There's a time machine, not so far away, that takes you back to a world just a few streets wide, where wonder rules the day and families are transformed, from the smallest bug-eyed explorer to that surliest know-it-all. So dive into the past and let them see the world through a simpler lens called Southern Oregon. Their adventure begins when you travel Medford.
The Know Your Role campaign is incredibly needed and incredibly vital and important to establish boundaries, safe boundaries for children to play.
It's got to be a proactive culture where everybody enjoys the game.
At least creates awareness that some things need to change in order for the youth sports world and even actually the adults.
Back with you on TableRockSports.net. It's 6-0 Klamath Union in the early going. Kickoff taken deep by Ruiz, and he's going to be dropped at the 12-yard line. Streaking up on kickoff coverage to make the play was Julian Navarro. This time, Phoenix not afforded quite the quality field position that they did on the first drive. Field position that they squandered with a first play turnover.
Well, it looked like Klamath Union wanted to squib kick it on the opening kickoff. They just go deep on this one, and the coverage stays home, makes the tackle.
So here is Mateo Lopez, sat out the first play of the ball game. He's going to take the tailback position behind Walker. Dungy rolls to his right, looking into the flat for Walker. He's got his man, shakes a tackler, cuts inside to the 30, down the sideline, fighting his way forward to the 40. A nice pickup again by Walker.
Tough to tackle.
He's done a good job showing his elusiveness and determination over the course of the last couple weeks, Elijah. Nearly a minute gone by here in the opening quarter. KU on the board early. But Mike Walker there making a nice catch and run to work their way up closer towards the Klamath Union side of the field. Here's Lopez on a slow developing counter play. Picks up 3, and that'll bring up second down. This is the game that Phoenix really wants to play, is just to be able to feed Lopez and set up that play action in the flat for Walker. Ruiz out wide. Sorry, Elijah.
No worries.
Here's a toss to Lopez. Surveying the field and fighting ahead for a nice pickup. He'll come up about 2 yards short to the first down, however.
Just lowers the head.
3rd and 2 upcoming.
Gets a couple extra yards there. That's determined football.
Yeah, they've got a capable running game. And you would think, Elijah, typically your fullback is going to be the bigger back of the two, but Walker really kind of more of a second half back.
Only down 6-0. No need to do anything fancy here. Just run the ball up the middle, I would expect.
3rd and 2. Lopez the setback. It's a trap right up the middle. He's got the first down. And then some into Klamath Union territory. Dropped at the 46-yard line. Two and a half minutes gone by in the opening quarter. Phoenix attempting to establish their running game here after turning it over on their first possession. Play fake to Lopez. He's going to look downfield. Walker with a nice catch at the 40, across the 35, down to the 30, shakes the tackler. He's headed for the corner. It's a foot race to the end zone, and they're going to call him out of bounds just short. Finally pushed out of bounds about a yard shy of the goal line.
What a catch.
Another nice catch and run from Walker on that same play. It was Darius Holmes who was finally able to track him down. Oh, they're going to say he stepped out at the 15-yard line. Well, that seems to make a little more sense because, Elijah, it sure looked like by the time he got past there, he made it into the end zone. So when that official came running up. Ruiz to the left of Dungy, split wide. Goff up top. Lopez met at the line of scrimmage. Picks up maybe 2, and that'll bring up second down.
Just nowhere to go on that one. Met by a flock of pelicans.
Nice.
You know, I tried that one my first game here, and I had the teams mixed up.
Did
so,
it fall a little flat?
Yeah, I did better this time.
Nice, yeah, good practice. 8:30 left in the opening quarter. Nate Goodyear and Elijah Klein with you here at Modoc Field, homecoming for Klamath Union, facing your Phoenix Pirates. Dungy rolls. He's going to take it himself. Fights forward. Avoided a horse collar tackle just narrowly and is able to pick up 3, maybe 4 yards to set up a manageable third down. Third and 7 officially. It's going to be a short 7 from the 11-yard line. Goff is in the slot to the left of Dungy, and it's Lopez in the backfield. Nice quick pass right there is Joe Baynard in for a touchdown, and we've got a tie game. Saw him test that a couple times last week against Mazama. Baynard able to just sneak out from his tight end position and find himself a cozy little spot in the end zone. Phoenix with an opportunity here to take the lead pending the extra point. Lopez extra point is good. Just like that, it's 7-6 Phoenix. 7:26 left to play in the opening quarter. We'll be back with more on TableRockSports.net. Forget it. What the heck? An 11-yard touchdown by Joe Baynard. We'll just go ahead and keep it here, Elijah. A nice drive bouncing back there for Phoenix to get themselves the lead.
Absolutely. For Klamath Union, you got to think about that failed two-point attempt. Still plenty of time left, but that can come back to bite you.
Went out to the bag of tricks for the opening two-point conversion attempt of the game, and now they find themselves trailing in the opening quarter.
Exactly what you might expect with two teams searching for a win. Pull out all the stops, but maybe a little bit early in the game for something like that.
So again, 7:26 left to go in the first quarter. 7-6 now after the Phoenix Pirates put up 7 points on their last drive. Again, 8 plays lasting just about.
Number 46 standing deep to return the kick. No number 46 on the roster.
That's always good.
And we'll see if we can't get a little info out of the guys next to us. Here's the high kick from Lopez. It's going to be fielded and muffed, but picked up again at the 30-yard line.
There he goes.
And now a lot of room for Joanne Pena.
House call.
Pena all the way. The lead didn't last for long.
No, it did not. It's only my second game here this season, but I've been very impressed with the KU special teams on each game.
Well, tough to top that right there, just taking it all the way to the house. Phoenix is going to have to kick off again here pretty quick. You see it was kicked short.
It was, and even on the initial kickoff, it looked like it was squibbed and had
Penalty.
some room up the middle on that one as well. Referee's talking it over, flags on the field.
See how this alters.
Points have not been put on the board yet.
All right, well, it looks like
coming back.
That's what we got. Okay. Well, what started off as an impressive play now moves KU back, and they're going to have to start all the way back at the 25-yard line. So everything went well for KU on their last offensive possession. One play and a score on a 47-yard touchdown run by Peltier. Toss wide, Darius Holmes is knocked out of bounds, chased down by Walker. Goff also getting in on the play.
Testing that right side. It worked out well for him on the last possession. No room for on that play, though.
That was an entirely different look than we saw to open up the game. They came out in a spread set. Aaron Franklin under center. Slot up to the top of the formation. Here's Holmes straight ahead. Wrapped up by a host of Phoenix tacklers. Inside the 7-minute mark here in the first quarter. 3rd and 4 upcoming for KU. Holmes, the tailback. Arvizu ahead of him in the formation. Franklin under center. Here's Holmes off tackle left. Close to the first down, and it looks like he got it.
Nothing fancy on that one, just power smash mouth football.
Yeah, and that's interesting. They came out on the first play in a shotgun spread and ran a little jet sweep around the edge and scored with it. And now they've kind of tightened down into an I formation, looking like they're kind of getting a little more serious about their power running game here against Phoenix. Arvizu up tight, Franklin under center. Here's Arvizu straight ahead. Second and 8. From the 37-yard line, Franklin will line up under center with Holmes, the tailback. Here's Holmes diving forward.
Just barely tripped up.
3 yards short of the first down, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 7. 5:30 left to play in the opening quarter.
Wonder if we might see some sort of play action here.
It's a good time to take a shot. They're at the 42-yard line, approaching midfield, 3rd and short. Holmes, the tailback. Holmes again. Tries to bounce outside, and he's met from behind by Mateo Lopez.
Well, they stuck with what was working, but it didn't work out there.
Stuffed at the line of scrimmage by that Phoenix defensive line, and that'll bring up 4th down. Well, KU's going to send on the punt unit. Think they might look for an opportunity for a fake here, or do you think they're going to punt it away?
I think it's a bit too early, but you never know in a game like this.
4:30 remaining in the opening quarter. Holmes back to kick. Goff standing on the 15-yard line, and it is a fake. Here comes Holmes. He's close to the first down.
You called it.
And he's got it.
Gutsy call here.
Nice second effort by Holmes, too, to not stop after getting to the first down marker.
Well, Nate, that's why I'm not the coach.
Well, you know, in that situation, it's so rare to see high school teams even send out the punt unit. You know, on a 4th and 4 from near midfield. Almost like they had something drawn up specifically for that. Arvizu out of the gun now on this drive. First down from midfield, or Franklin, I should say, gives the ball to Arvizu. My mistake. So it's 7-0 or 7-6, I should say, in favor of Phoenix. The scoring was opened by KU on a 47-yard touchdown run by Peltier. And then Phoenix answered back with an 11-yard touchdown pass to Joe Baynard. Franklin's going to keep it himself. Lowers his shoulder and fights his way forward for nearly 6 yards before being wrapped up by Lopez. 3:15 left in the opening quarter.
You stay on the ground here, Nate?
3rd and 5, it's definitely 4-down territory. I think you take your chances, yeah. And maybe give straight ahead. 3 wide receivers, though.
That's what they do. Looks a little bit short.
It was Darius Holmes on the carry, coming up about 1.5 yards short. So it's a 4th and 2. Offense stays on the field for KU, but not before a timeout. So we'll step aside with 2:22 remaining in the opening quarter. It's Phoenix 7, Klamath Union 6 on TableRockSports.net. Back with you here at Modoc Field in Klamath Falls, Oregon on a chilly night. It's below 50 degrees, and it's going to get a lot colder than that by the time this one's over. But so far, there's been a little heat on the turf, Elijah. Nate Goodyear, Elijah Klein with you. It's 7-6 in favor of Phoenix, but that opening run by Peltier, 47 yards by KU. They've had a couple of big plays, though. One was negated early on by a penalty. But, you know, they're facing a 4th and 2 here.
Cold on the field, but I think both these offenses are just getting warmed up.
Here's Franklin under center. He gives to Holmes. He's got the first down.
And a lot more.
Foot race. Darius Holmes, 42-yard touchdown. Klamath Union takes the lead.
Flag on the field. In the area, could be a holding call. It is coming back. I'll tell you, a couple of devastating flags early on in this game for KU.
Second touchdown that's been called back, and now got a different situation. It's going to depend on where the spot of the foul was. And it is going to remain 4th down, so it'll be a 4th and 5, and on comes the punt unit. Not that it mattered the last time, of course.
Well, who would expect back-to-back fakes? You never know.
2:14 left in the opening quarter. No returner back for Phoenix. They're prepared for the fake, and that's what it is. It's an option. Arvizu pitches to Holmes. Stiff arms Lopez. And did he get it? He did.
I think he did. My goodness.
No flags on the field this time, and that'll move the sticks for KU.
How often do you see back-to-back fake punts?
More than one fake punt in the playbook for this week, too. Their most devastating offensive weapon, 2 fake punts, 2 first downs, and Klamath Union is marching.
They ran the right side on the first one. They take it to the left. On this one, it works out both times.
So Franklin under center with a 2-by-2 set. But it looks like we're going to get a delay of game. Looks like they'll line up and run the same thing here. Julian Navarro in the backfield. Aaron Franklin under center, the sophomore. And it's going to be a keeper by Franklin. He gets just past the original line of scrimmage. That'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Gain of 6 on the play.
Long time-consuming drive here.
.90 seconds left in the opening quarter. Both teams content to run the ball and run the clock with it. Joan Pena getting stopped after picking up maybe a yard.
Nate, has Klamath Union passed the ball yet today?
They have not. No, nothing but run plays.
Why bother changing what's working, I guess?
Well, now they're going to have to make a decision with a 3rd and 8 upcoming. Ball spotted on the Phoenix 38-yard line. Franklin will line up in the gun with 3 wide receivers to his right. In motion, Pena. Back to pass. To Pena. He's stopped by Walker.
Great pursuit on that one.
Again, Mike Walker all over the place, setting up a 4th down. Gain of 3 on the play, but that's not enough.
What do you think, back to back to back?
Well, at this point now you've got them off balance. You know what they're thinking. They can possibly do it 3 times in a row.
We'll see what Klamath Union has to say about that.
But even last time Phoenix was expecting
exactly.
it. They,
still worked out.
Lined up in their base defense and nothing for it. Holmes is looking. He's going to go for the little quick kick, but he squibs it high in the air and drops it out of bounds.
Not a great punt there.
I don't think that quite worked out the way they wanted. But Phoenix will start their drive at the 27-yard line in their own territory when we return. It's Phoenix 7, KU 6 on the John L. Scott scoreboard on TableRockSports.net.
1991, Medford area residents have looked to Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon for vision care for the whole family. Specializing in optometry for adults and children, ECA uses state-of-the-art diagnostic tools to scan for health risks and get your prescription just right. Get your students a comprehensive vision check to ensure they have their best chance to learn and succeed. And look good while you see well. Specialists in our optical boutique have extensive styles on hand or can special order. We hope to see your family at Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon. Visit Eye Care.
First down for Phoenix. Mateo Lopez is dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That's actually going to take us to the end of the first quarter. So pretty lively first quarter here on TableRockSports.net. 7-6 in favor of Phoenix, but the referees conferring on the field. The clock never started on that play.
It didn't. Looks like that will end the quarter.
So after 1 on TableRockSports.net, it's Phoenix 7, KU 6. Back after this on the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week.
Okay, is your on-the-go tailgate headquarters. Whether it's a home game or a road game, when you need a big play, call on My Circle K. From their always fresh premium brewed coffee, ice cold fountain drinks and sodas, fresh made for travel deli items. When it comes to special teams, nothing is more special than My Circle K's Kickback Reward Program. Rewards every purchase, every time. Find them, follow them, throw a tailgate party with them. MyCircleK.com.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Back with you for the start of the second quarter, Nate Goodyear and Elijah Klein. Thrilled to be with you on homecoming night here at Klamath Union High School, where the Pelicans are trailing the visiting Phoenix Pirates 7-6 after one quarter.
So much went on that last possession, but still only 7-6.
2nd and 14 upcoming for Phoenix, but not before some flags. Backed up to their own 23-yard line to continue this drive.
It's coming back even more.
Well, all right, let's make it a 2nd and 19.
Why not, right?
Take this chance to let you know to stop into Arby's before or after the game at 41 East Stewart Avenue in Medford, where they have the meats and they mean it. Arby's at Stewart and Riverside before or after the game for our friends over in the Rogue Valley, bringing this game on the Phoenix side.
Maybe that'll be my dinner after this game.
You go hit up the Arby's?
I might.
I like it. Might have to get some of that crispy, crunchy chicken at Circle K, right? Still waiting to get the second quarter underway. 2nd and 19 now from the 18. Here's Dungy. He's going to keep it himself and get stuffed.
Nowhere to go there.
Xavier Arvizu bursting through the line to make the stop. If you're just joining us on TableRockSports.net, Klamath Union opened the scoring with a 47-yard touchdown. Zach Hill with a 47-yard scamper. Then Joe Baynard answered back with an 11-yard touchdown, and KU took the lead Phoenix took the lead because KU had a failed two-point attempt. 3rd and 22 upcoming from the 15. And it looks like Phoenix is going to take a timeout. So we've seen that several times this year, Elijah, well, at least I have because I've been doing these Phoenix games, the kind of confusion out there. And that's just kind of what happens, I guess, when you got a team that's 1-3. And they've struggled this year. 45-0 last week to Mazama.
Sometimes when it rains, it pours.
Been outscored 119-47 this season. Oof. But right now they've got themselves a lead against a winless Klamath Union team.
3rd and 22 to go, though.
11:07 left in the second quarter. Let you know that Bill's Glass is proud to be a sponsor of high school athletics. Bill's Glass has been the industry leader and clear choice in Southern Oregon for almost 50 years, covering the full spectrum of glass from your vehicle to any room in your house. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass. 3rd and 22 out of the timeout. Phoenix back at their own 15. Walker the lone setback. Dungy under center. This is Lopez in motion. Play fake, and it's a reverse to Goff. If he can get around the edge, he's got a little room.
Flags on the field again.
Flags down, a stutter step from Goff. He had 3 KU tacklers in hot pursuit.
And if it is against Phoenix, KU would likely decline.
Waiting for our officials to confer, and it was a false start. Interesting. So they ran the entirety of that play after what should have been a dead ball foul, and because that happened, KU's got the opportunity to decline, and they do, so that'll bring up a 4th down.
Yeah, you don't see that very often. Normally, false start, they blow the play dead. Not very often you see the play ran all the way through.
Not at all, and the only reason I knew that is because it happened to Phoenix last week.
Oh, boy.
So a 4th and 14 on the way.
No fake punch here.
Brumble's kick is fielded by Zach Hill. Nice move, a flag down on the play as he spins off a tackler, but really to no avail.
May as well start a tally on how many flags we have so far. They keep coming.
Marker is at the 40-yard line, and it's going to be a block in the back. So that will hinder Klamath Union's field position ever so slightly. 10:46 left in the second quarter. Phoenix up 7-6 on the John L. Scott scoreboard. So the Pelicans will start their drive back at the 30 now, their own territory. Franklin will line up under center with Arvizu, the tailback. We're in kind of a fullback position. Here's Holmes in motion into the backfield. Give straight ahead, Arvizu. Arvizu picks up a couple, but the ball's on the ground. And Phoenix has it. That fumble kind of came out of nowhere. I wouldn't have seen it, Elijah, if it wasn't for hearing it in the stands. Someone yelled out fumble, and then before we know it, they're signaling that it's Phoenix football.
You know, if the second half goes anything like this one, this is going to be a very fun game.
Take another look and see if we can see where that ball came loose. Right there at the very end of the play. First and 10 for Phoenix from the 32-yard line. They lead 7-6 with 10:38 left in the second quarter on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Dungy with a hard count, and it's a play fake. Downfield for Ruiz. He throws it short, and it's caught. No, it was caught by Ruiz. What a nice play.
Defender looked like he stepped in front. I thought it had a chance to be intercepted. Great pass there.
It looked like it's slightly underthrown. Ivan Alvarez was on the coverage. He undercut the play, couldn't get his hands on it. And Ruiz picks up a first down for the Pirates. First and 10 from the 19 for the Pirates. They give to Lopez. Picks up 3. It was Arvizu in on the stop as we're now 2 minutes into the second quarter. 2nd and 7 upcoming. Ball spotted at the 17-yard line. Lopez and Walker in the backfield. Goff to the bottom of the screen. Play action. Dungy cuts back. He's looking. He composes himself. He throws, and it's just out of reach of Davon Ruiz. Again, working on Alvarez. Little scramble drill there. Broke away from the play. Had some space, but Dungy couldn't connect.
On the run, that's a heck of a throw to even get it into that area. Just a tiny bit overthrown on that one.
3rd and 7 upcoming. 9:27 left in the second quarter. Phoenix, even with the clock stopped, in no hurry to get that play in. We've seen that from both teams, looking to control the tempo of the game. Offset eye on 3rd and 7 from the 17. Play fake again. Dungy looking back. Steps up, fires to the back of the end zone. It's caught by Ruiz. Stepped in front of Alvarez and is brought down shy of the goal line. But another first down for Phoenix. It's been the Davon Ruiz show on this drive for Phoenix, and he comes up big once again, working on Alvarez.
A couple highly contested throws on this drive, but they're working out in the Pirates' favor.
We're going to have a timeout on the field. Phoenix going to take their second. 9:05 remaining in the second quarter. It'll be a 1st and goal from the 2-yard line when we get back out of the timeout. And on this drive, Elijah, it's kind of been a story of Zach Dungy making things happen with his feet when the pocket breaks down and finding the same guy over and over again in Davon Ruiz.
You know, when you have a guy like that who you can just heave it up to and he gives you a great chance to come down with it, you take some risks, and that's what he's been doing, and it's been working out for him tonight.
This is not really something that we've seen out of Phoenix this year either. Not a team that really likes to throw the ball, and when they do throw the ball, it's typically to Walker out of the backfield. Their wide receivers getting in on the action here in the first half.
1st and goal from the 2.
Two tight ends, 2 backs for Phoenix. 1st and goal from the 2. Lopez, and he's in for a touchdown.
I think he got in there untouched. Doesn't get any easier.
13-6 pending the extra point. Lopez getting back on the board after being stifled last week by Mazama. Walker was really the only source of offense last week in a game that they lost 45-0. Already able to get on the board twice tonight. So with 8:59 left in the first half, it's Phoenix 14, KU 6 on the John L. Scott scoreboard. This is the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week. We'll be back after this on TableRockSports.net.
1991, Medford area residents have looked to Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon for vision care for the whole family. Specializing in optometry for adults and children, ECA uses state-of-the-art diagnostic tools to scan for health risks and get your prescription just right. Get your students a comprehensive vision check to ensure they have their best chance to learn and succeed. And look good while you see well. Specialists in our optical boutique have extensive styles on hand or can special order. We hope to see your family at Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon. Visit Eye Care.
8:59 left here in the second quarter. Nate Goodyear and Elijah Klein with you on TableRockSports.net. Phoenix up 14-6, courtesy of a 2-yard touchdown run by Mateo Lopez. Phoenix able to get in the end zone twice after being held scoreless last week, seeking their first conference win of the season, their second win overall. Kickoff from Lopez is fielded at the 28-yard line on a knee. That's where KU's going to start their drive. 8:57 left here in the second quarter. Well, KU opened up the game on the first play, a 47-yard touchdown run from Zach Hill, but since then this Phoenix defense has held tight, forcing a fumble and getting a score on the ensuing possession as Arvizu is dropped at the line of scrimmage after trying to spin off a couple of tacklers to no avail. We'll bring up a 2nd and 10.
Still plenty of time left. I don't see any need to get fancy here. I would just keep running the ball.
Second and 10 now for the Pelicans. Franklin out of the gun, 2-by-2 set. Holmes in the slot to the near side. Back to pass for the first time, looking for Holmes, who makes the catch but takes a shot from Davon Ruiz, who's feeling it tonight.
Big hit there, kind of just a slow developing pass. And defender had a lot of time to get over there and make sure that didn't go anywhere.
Gain of 2 will set up a 3rd and 8. Ball at the 31. Arvizu and Franklin next to one another in the backfield. Looks like Arvizu is going to take the snap here. He's back to pass. He steps up and he's hit. It's going to be a sack for Phoenix. Leading the way was Marcelo Valadez. That'll bring up 4th down. Punt team is on. You can see is Arvizu mobile in the pocket, but the protection just collapsed and Valadez was there. So on the 4th down play, Holmes is going to roll. He's going to look, try to kick it, and he kicks it straight up in the air. It was nearly blocked. It's going to drop at midfield and take a bounce in favor of KU. It'll be down at the 46-yard line. Just a little roll right punt. You know, you understand the effectiveness down here in the red zone, but right there they almost kind of got caught with their pants down.
You're not a great punt. He rolls out for so long, it almost makes you wonder if he wants to run with it, but kicks it deep instead.
Looks like the referees We're getting a warning over there on the Phoenix sideline. There was a little bit of a dust-up after the play, it looked like, between maybe Arvizu down at the far end, and couldn't really tell which Phoenix player it was, but it was going on way down at the far end at the Phoenix, or I'm sorry, at the KU 20-yard line. So we'll see what happens here, calling in the captains together, and it looks like kind of just giving them a warning.
No need to throw unnecessary flags. We've had enough flags already tonight.
Well, fans, doctors James Savage and Rajiv Rajagopal, excuse me, are happy to welcome Dr. Brian Clevenger to the Associates for Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery. Their offices in Medford, Grants Pass, and Klamath Falls practice a full scope of services from corrective jaw surgery to wisdom teeth removal and much more. For more information or to schedule your complimentary dental implant consultation, call 541-779-3781.
Now, Nate, did you practice that name beforehand? Or was
I've gotten it right every time prior to this. Offsetting unsportsmanlike conduct penalties there ended up being the final call. With 6:54 remaining in the opening half, on the John L. Scott scoreboard, it's Phoenix 14, Klamath Union 6 here at Modoc Field in Klamath Falls. We'll see a 1st and 10 from their own 46-yard line for Phoenix. Joe Baynard getting on the board first for Phoenix with an 11-yard touchdown catch, and then it was Mateo Lopez punching it in from 2 yards out to give the Pirates a 14-6 lead. Still trying to get things straightened out over on the Phoenix sideline. Dungy's in the gun. 2 wide receivers. In motion is Lopez. Dungy will throw, and he's looking deep downfield.
Contact.
Goff had his feet tangled up, but I think that's
No
going to be
flag.
incidental. Didn't look like Goff was going to be able to get to that ball anyway. Second down upcoming for the Pirates. Ruiz up to the top of the screen. Goff in the slot near side. Ruiz in motion. He takes the give. Tries to bounce outside. He's going to spin back upfield, and he's in a little bit of trouble. Is he going to break free? Able to at least get past the line of scrimmage and pick up 2.
It's a great job there. That should have been a loss of maybe 5. Slow developing play. Great move to reverse field and get a few yards on that one.
It initially looked like a disaster, but Ruiz has just kind of found himself a little bit of a rhythm after catching a couple balls on the last drive and able to make a little something out of nothing there. 3rd and 8.
Big 3rd down for Klamath Union. Trying to get off the field here.
Yeah, this could be a potential game-turning moment here early on in the second quarter, midway through the second quarter, I should say. 3rd and 8 from their own 48. Dungy will throw.
Pressure.
Wrapped up, and he loses the football. Picked up on the move. Darius Holmes is going to take it all the way. Touchdown, Klamath Union.
No flags on the field. Defense comes up big here.
We'll take another look. Darius Holmes lining up the scoop and score.
Looks like they're going to go for 2 here.
Same formation, the swinging gate, the nose picker, whatever you want to call it, that they trotted out on their opening touchdown, their opening point after attempt. They ran an option to the right side that got stuffed. We'll see what they've got in the bag of tricks here. Arvizu takes the snap. He'll throw. Looking into the back of the end zone, and it's knocked away. 2-point conversion is no good. 5:41 remaining in the second quarter. On the John L. Scott scoreboard, it's Phoenix up 14-12 on Klamath Union. Nate Goodyear and Elijah Klein, happy to be with you on a chilly night here in Klamath Falls. But right now, Elijah, the only difference in this game is the 2 failed 2-point conversions for Klamath Union, and they've not been shy about reaching into their bag of tricks here in the first half. We've seen 2 fake punts, both of which were effective, and then now a couple of failed 2-point conversions, but not just 2-point conversions, going with that uneven swinging gate formation as well, trying to catch Phoenix off guard.
Yeah, it doesn't work there. Got to think back to a couple devastating penalties, too, on the last few drives. But nonetheless, a 2-point game now. 5:41 to go before the half.
Darius Holmes able to return that fumble 40 yards for the score. But even after that, KU still finds themselves 2 points shy on the scoreboard.
Crowd's excited down there. Can hear them hooping and hollering. Their team's right here in this game.
Goff and Ruiz back deep. Arvizu, the toe bash. Going to go out of bounds at the 15, and that's going to give Phoenix some pretty good field position to start the drive. I want to thank you for watching live high school sports coverage on TableRockSports.net. It's made possible by our outstanding sponsors, including our title sponsor, the Lithia Superstore on Crater Lake Highway, and General Manager Jason Lawrence. Browse online at lithiasuperstore.com and then come in and work with the outstanding staff. Say hi and thank Jason Lawrence if you get a chance. That's our title sponsor, Lithia Superstore. It's 14-12 in the Lithia Superstore game of the week. 5:41 left in the second quarter on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Nate Goodyear and Elijah Klein with you on a homecoming evening here at Klamath Union High School. Phoenix here would probably be content to try to pound off as much time as they can here before the half. Lopez, plenty of space up close to midfield. That'll bring up a first down.
Now just run the ball, milk the clock, and if you're lucky, you can get out of this half with a 2-score lead.
Even when they've been losing this year, Elijah, Phoenix has really tried to control the clock on the running game, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I mean, obviously, they only have one win, but you can see even when they face teams with more firepower, they really want to take the air out of the ball.
Well, a lot easier to do it when you're up instead of down.
1st and 10 from the 49. Hard count. Here's Lopez, big hole once again, right up the middle. First down on consecutive possessions for Mateo Lopez after a pickup of 12. Arvizu making the stop, but not before Lopez makes his way into Pelican territory at the 40-yard line.
Klamath Union sideline yelling at the players on the field, trying to get them fired up. They could use a stop here.
4:40 left now in the second quarter. Walker the up back. Play fake to Lopez. Dungy looking for Walker. Makes the catch. Spins up to the 45. Up towards the sticks, but he's coming up about a yard short, maybe at the 32-yard line.
About a yard short, but great job. Great move there to pick up some extra yards. Looked like it should have been brought down for maybe a gain of 1 or 2 on that one.
Well, you can certainly see why, Elijah, they want to get Mike Walker out in space like that. He's tough to bring down in a one-on-one.
Gives you a great opportunity to extend every play.
2nd and 2 from the 32. Dungy will throw, rolling right. And he fires high for Baynard, incomplete.
Just tried to rush that one, had an easy completion.
3rd and 3 on the way. Baynard, big boy, he's got good hands, but
got to give him a chance to catch it,
Yeah,
though.
he's not going to be able to make that play.
Good, but not that good.
So here comes a 3rd and 3 for Dungey and the Pirates. Goff is split down to the bottom of the screen. Ruiz at the top. There's a counter play to Lopez. Bounces off one of his own linemen and fights his way forward for another first down.
Another play that looked like it should have been brought down for a loss. Bounces out to the left sideline. He gets that first down. Great job there.
This running game starting to get going behind Mateo Lopez on this drive. 3:33 left in the second quarter.
And the clock is going to keep ticking here.
First and 10 from the 27. Swing pass. Lopez can't get his hands on it, and it's going to be ruled incomplete.
Maybe slightly overthrown there, but definitely a catchable pass.
Yeah, that was pretty close, and I think what it was is he felt Angel Hernandez bearing down on him.
Heard
and
some footsteps.
Yeah. Couldn't hang on. And maybe just as well at that point, Hernandez was there where he could have made contact and actually forced a fumble. First time we've seen the stoppage of the clock here on this drive for Phoenix. They'll face a 2nd and 10 from the KU 27. Baynard in motion. Hard count from Dungey. Now a give. Lopez shuffles his feet and manages to fall forward for 2.5, maybe 3 yards.
Finally, though, for Klamath Union, the initial pursuit brings the ball carrier down.
Ball spotted at the 25, officially a gain of 2. I mean, no mysteries here from this Phoenix offense, Elijah. They run a handful of plays, pretty much go straight forward, and you just got to stop them. KU got the job done there.
See if they can do it again here on 3rd and 8.
4 wide receivers for Dungey from the 25. Swings it out to Goff, who jukes a man. We got a flag down. Fights his way up to about the 18-yard line, but let's see what let's see what the laundry's about.
Looks like they're picking the flag up.
So it is going to be a hold against Phoenix. I think that was maybe close enough to the first down that KU's probably going to end up taking the penalty.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so they're going to get another crack at 3rd down here, but they're going to have a little ways to go. First down marker all the way up at the 18-yard line.
3rd and 17 on this one.
2:20 left to go here in the opening half. Racing onto the field late is Justin Wilcox. He'll occupy the slot position near side. Lopez motions out of the backfield. This led to a seam pass to Goff last time. Looking for the same thing. He's got his man. Goff makes the catch, and he's in for the touchdown.
Just got behind the defense on that one.
Well, they'd already given him that look. They knew that there was something there. And this time, Dungey and Goff were able to connect. 35-yard score. 20-12 pending the extra point. We'll take another look. You see the delivery by Dungey right on the money. Goff beat his man one-on-one and strolls into the end zone. Extra point is low. Looked like he got a hand on it, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, almost blocked there, but it splits the uprights. 21-12 now.
That's your score on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Zalithia Superstore Game of the Week, Phoenix 21, Klamath Union 12 on TableRockSports.net.
1991, Medford area residents have looked to Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon for vision care for the whole family. Specializing in optometry for adults and children, ECA uses state-of-the-art diagnostic tools to scan for health risks and get your prescription just right. Get your students a comprehensive vision check to ensure they have their best chance to learn and succeed. And look good while you see well. Specialists in our optical boutique have extensive styles on hand or can special order. We hope to see your family at Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon. Visit Eye Care.
21-12 the score on the John L. Scott scoreboard. A 35-yard touchdown pass from Zach Dungy to Nick Goff has seen Phoenix extend their lead up to 9 with 1:58 left here in the opening half. Seen some offensive fireworks on both sides, but Mateo Lopez carrying the bulk of the load there before finally setting up Nick Goff for the touchdown. The squib kick bounces off a KU returner, and it's recovered by Phoenix. So a little bad fortune there for KU. And Phoenix is going to get the ball back with an opportunity to really get out in front before the half.
And that's why you squib it. You just never know. Ball takes a bounce, very hard to field a lot of the time. That's why you see that happen so much on onside kicks and squib kicks.
Looked like it was John Ocampo that was unable to handle that ball on the ground, and as soon as they hit him, he just kind of let it go, and Phoenix was all over it.
See if the KU defense can buckle down here.
Ball spotted on the 36-yard line on first down. Lopez in motion. Dungy will throw. Looks downfield. They're trying to set up a screen, and now Dungy's in trouble. But he's got a man, and it's caught by Ruiz. Out of nowhere, Davon Ruiz. Able to get close to the first down marker. It's going to depend on the spot. They're going to move the sticks.
Just great elusiveness there to get out of the pocket and extend the play.
Screen got blown up. They were looking for Walker off that same motion that had kind of set up the touchdown to Nick Goff. They looked back to the other side of the field. There wasn't anything there, and Dungy had to run the scramble drill again. 1st and 10 from the 26. Clock ticking on 1:23 here in the second quarter. Dungy steps up, he tucks, and he's hit hard and dropped down at the 24-yard line by Nathan Getman.
No one to throw to on that one.
That's going to be, Phoenix will take their final timeout of the half with 1:06 left to play. Well, Klamath Union here, Elijah, in danger of getting themselves into trouble before the half. I mean, they had the first score of the game, and it looked like they were able to move the ball well. We're starting to do some things defensively, and then just a couple of breakdowns here on the last two possessions. They find themselves possibly going down 3 scores before the half if Phoenix is able to capitalize.
Absolutely, and they will have the ball coming into the third quarter, but definitely want to buckle down here and keep the score manageable here with just over a minute left in the second quarter.
Second and 8 from the Pelican 24. 2-by-2 for Dungy. Back to throw. Looking deep down the sideline. Ruiz leaps, and it's just out of reach. Pretty good battle there between Ruiz and Josiah Bunyard.
Absolutely, some hand fighting going on. Looked like he had a chance to get to it in the corner, but just couldn't catch up to it. 3rd and 8 now.
Just over a minute left to the half. Walker in the slot near side. Dungy will throw, trying to run a pick play on the outside. He's swallowed up in the backfield. Arvizu and Holmes were the first two to arrive. Big loss on the play of about 7, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Got away from it a few plays ago. Klamath Union defense not having that on this play. They swarm over him.
See just nothing there out of the gate. Swallowed up immediately.
Clock's going to keep running here, 4th and 16.
Down inside 30 seconds. We might even see him take a delay of game penalty here. They're facing a 4th and 16. But at the same time, why not take a chance?
Absolutely. Let that clock die down.
They're going to come out with 4 wide, but there it is, that delay of game penalty with 13 seconds left on the clock.
Well, and if you're KU, you got to be happy you at least kept the score manageable here. Still a 2-score game, but could be a lot worse.
4th and 21 will be the final tally. Phoenix is going to line up with 4 wide receivers. Look to possibly do something here. Dungy rolling out, and he's swallowed up in the backfield by Arvizu. So they'll turn the ball over almost at midfield.
And if you're Klamath Union, you have a chance to take a shot here to end the half.
8 seconds remaining. They trail 21-12. They'll get the ball, appears at the 45-yard line, maybe the 46, and it kind of makes you wonder too, Elijah. This KU team hasn't been shy about the trick plays. Maybe they've got something in the book for this right here.
You know, with 8 seconds left, I say you go for it. Down 2 scores, 8 seconds left. Let's see what they come out with.
Well, Arvizu is going to be the quarterback here, so I'm guessing that it's possible that we'll see a throw, but not before a timeout by Klamath Union. Fans, stop into any of the 7 Siskiyou Cellular locations in Southern Oregon for a wide range of your wireless needs. For over 25 years, Siskiyou Cellular has been keeping customers connected to people and things that matter most. Check out the latest individual, family, and business plans with all the latest smartphones, tablets, hotspots, and accessories. That's Siskiyou Cellular, presenting sponsor of Table Rock Sports. Nate Goodyear and Elijah Klein with you on the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week. 21-12, Phoenix leading on the John L. Scott scoreboard. 8.1 seconds remaining here in the opening half. Klamath Union looking possibly here from their own 44-yard line with Arvizu, the quarterback. Might be looking to get a shot in at a Hail Mary here and steal one back before the break. Now they're going to get the second half kickoff as well, so this would be a big opportunity to swing those 2 possessions. 3 receivers to the left of Arvizu. He steps up and he's just going to throw it as far as he can downfield. And we've got a flag down on the play.
Absolutely, should be pass interference there.
And Zach Hill really was not in position to catch that ball, and unfortunately, Phoenix still kind of went in to make a play on it. It looked like it might have been Ruiz chasing down the play from behind, didn't even turn to play the ball, and just shoved Hill out of the way.
That'll be a first down. Still about 1.5 seconds here before the half is over. Now you're a little bit closer if you're Klamath Union.
So I think we know what's coming here.
I would assume so.
This is going to be a little bit closer to being within range of the end zone for Arvizu, too. I mean, it's going to take probably a 45-yard throw when it's all said and done. The ball is going to be spotted at the 1-yard line.
See if he can heave it up into the end zone here.
1.7 left on the clock from the Phoenix 41. Arvizu Wrapped up, sheds off a tackler, fires it towards the end zone. Holmes is at it. No! And he has it knocked away by Zach Hill. I'm sorry, it was Franklin, but Franklin and Holmes converged on the ball at the same time and prevented a Klamath Union touchdown. So that's a rough break for KU to close out the half on the John L. Scott scoreboard. This one so far has really been kind of a back and forth game, but mostly in control by Phoenix. So as we go to the break on the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week, Phoenix 21, Klamath Union 12. At halftime, we're going to have some look around some of our scores on the Table Rock family of networks here. And maybe have some highlights for you as well from the first half. We'll break down the way everything went, and we'll do that in just a couple of minutes here when we return on TableRockSports.net.
Okay, is your on-the-go tailgate headquarters. Whether it's a home game or a road game, when you need a big play, call on My Circle K. From their always fresh premium brewed coffee, ice-cold fountain drinks and sodas, fresh made-for-travel deli items. When it comes to special teams, nothing is more special than My Circle K's Kickback Reward Program. Rewards every purchase, every time. Find them, follow them, throw a tailgate party with them. MyCircleK.com.
Listen up, everyone. Listen up. You know that great deal got him a new car? This is the guy from Lithia who made it all possible, Carlos. Hey, Carlos. There you go. You want someone who's going to take care of you and not just the dealership? My guy should be your guy.
Hola, Carlos.
But not for you, little sister. Thank you for coming.
Find your guy during Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford and on lithiasuperstore.com. Not a dealership, a partnership.
This year, don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful and energy-efficient windows from Bill's Glass. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home or auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 40 years. Bill's Glass in Ashland and Medford, and now Bill's Glass in Grants Pass.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
He came from over 30 meters back on the last lap to claim victory and the honor of...
Let's go! At US Cellular, we heard you. You want a wireless plan that works for you. That's why we're giving you unlimited data for just $30 on a network ranked #1 in network quality performance. All that and no hidden fees. That's the best value in wireless. That work for you? US Cellular. Choose fair.
For the best deals in wireless on a network that works in the middle of anywhere, visit Siskiyou Cellular, your local U.S. Cellular agent. 7 locations, including Central Point off Plaza Boulevard.
The Know Your Role campaign is incredibly needed and incredibly vital and important to establish boundaries, safe boundaries for children to play.
It's got to be a proactive culture where everybody enjoys the game.
At least creates awareness that some things need to change in order for the youth sports world and even actually the adult sports world to continue.
Knowing your role means that the parent, the coach, the referee, the fans, we all have a role.
Listen up, everyone. Listen up. You know that great deal got him a new car? This is the guy from Lithia who made it all possible, Carlos.
Hey, Carlos. There you go.
You want someone who's going to take care of you and not just the dealership? My guy should be your guy.
Hola, Carlos.
But not for you, little sister. Thank you for coming.
Find your guy during Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford and on lithiasuperstore.com. Not a dealership, a partnership.
The days grow long, and the last school bell rings, calling you to pack a bag, grab the kids, and hit the road to that fabled land of green, where adventure drifts with you on the water and carries you through the trees. So let curiosity get the best of you and take the trail less traveled to Southern Oregon. Your journey begins when you travel Medford.
Great play to start the game for the Klamath Union Pelicans. They're able to get a
Well, it's halftime here at Modoc Field in Klamath Falls. Nate Goodyear and Elijah Klein with you on TableRockSports.net. Phoenix enjoying an advantage in this one, 21-12 on the John L. Scott scoreboard. And Elijah, as we look back on the first half, take a real quick opportunity here. And I mean, what do you think that Klamath Union did in the first half that, you know, maybe they can double down on in the second half, try to get some of these points back?
Well, the obvious penalties, and that can be said for both sides. Klamath Union had a big kick return earlier that was negated by a penalty. That would have brought it to a one-score game, but I don't think you need to switch anything up too drastically here. You're only down 2 scores. I say you just keep doing what you're doing and just try to clean up some of the smaller things here.
Well, KU got on the board first early on in the ballgame, a 47-yard touchdown run by Zach Hill on the first play of the game. They would come out and squander a 2-point conversion attempt, and after that it would only be 6-0. Phoenix would bounce back quickly, however. Joe Baynard capping a drive with an 11-yard touchdown. The extra point was good to make it 7-6. Mateo Lopez punched one in from 2 yards out. But that's when Darius Holmes struck on a scoop and score, 40-yard fumble return for a touchdown. But again, Elijah, we saw a failed 2-point conversion attempt. And kind of in the early going here, that's been one of the big differences, is at that point it was 14-12. And when Nick Goff capped off a drive with a 35-yard touchdown pass from Zach Dungy, that kind of put Klamath Union in trouble because now they find themselves with a 2-score deficit at halftime.
Absolutely, and when you do something like going for 2 early in the game like that, it can really set the tempo and the tone, but it can also put you in a hole early, and Klamath Union's been having to try to play catch-up now the whole first half, and they're going to continue to have to do that in the second half.
You could maybe say that the first half was a story of missed opportunities for Klamath Union when you consider that they had 2 fake punts that extended drives. They were really unable to do a whole lot with that. They had a kickoff return for a touchdown that was negated by a penalty. I mean, you kind of mentioned those penalties just causing problems, and the missed 2-point conversions. And just if you execute a little bit better, I guess maybe you're not 0-4.
Absolutely, and like I was saying, I don't think you need to change your offense drastically. You just got to really buckle down and clean up some of the issues that have plagued you in that first half. So many missed opportunities. They had a very long, drawn-out drive that ended up with penalties ruining the drive for them after those 2 fake punts. Just got to clean it up and keep doing what you're doing. You're not out of this game. You just got to clean up some of the small details here.
It is homecoming here at Klamath Union. You see the marching band getting the job done out there. We saw the Klamath Union High School Hall of Fame inductees down there on the track when we were at the commercial break. So a festive evening here at KU, but the Pelicans find themselves behind 21-12. Take a look at some of the other games across the Table Rock Sports stable of networks. North Medford up 13-7 over Sheldon at the half. Churchill trying to fight their way back into the game with Ashland, but they still trail 31-14. St. Mary's up 30-8 on Douglas at the half. And that's pretty much what we got for you. South Medford up 14-6 over McNary. And in the second quarter, Crater up big, 28-0 over North Eugene. They've got themselves a pretty good squad this year. Skyline Conference play as well tonight. Mazama playing at North Valley. Mazama, of course, coming off a 45-0 win against Phoenix last week. And then Henley playing a non-league game at McLaughlin. Phoenix is going to face that Henley team next week, and the Hornets, they're 4-0 going into tonight's matchup. They're looking to battle it out with Mazama for the top of the Skyline Conference so far here in the early going. But don't count out North Valley. They come into tonight's contest having yet to play a league game, but they're taking on Mazama. They've got themselves a 3-1 record as well. So if we get a score update on that, we'll let you know, but that could potentially really upset things a little bit if North Valley were to earn a victory against Mazama. Klamath Union will receive the second half kickoff. We still got plenty of ways to go here, so we're going to give this an opportunity to get a word in from our sponsor. 21-12 on Table Rock.
Okay, is your on-the-go tailgate headquarters. Whether it's a home game or a road game, when you need a big play, call on My Circle K. From their always fresh premium brewed coffee, ice-cold fountain drinks and sodas, fresh made-for-travel deli items. When it comes to special teams, nothing is more special than My Circle K's Kickback Reward Program. Rewards every purchase, every time. Find them, follow them, throw a tailgate party with them. MyCircleK.com.
Listen up, everyone. Listen up. You know that great deal got him a new car? This is the guy from Lithia who made it all possible, Carlos.
Hey, Carlos. Hey, Carlos.
You want someone who's going to take care of you and not just the dealership? My guy should be your guy.
Hola, Carlos.
But not for you, little sister. Thank you for coming.
Find your guy during Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford and on lithiasuperstore.com. Not a dealership, a partnership.
This year, don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful and energy-efficient windows from Bill's Glass. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home or auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 40 years. Bill's Glass in Ashland and Medford, and now Bill's Glass in Grants Pass.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Back with you here at Modoc Field in Klamath Falls. It's 21-12. Phoenix enjoying a 9-point lead at the half on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Nate Goodyear and Elijah Klein, thrilled to be with you on an increasingly chilly night here in Klamath Falls. Now, you're supposed to be prepared for this, Elijah. And you said it was 30 degrees when you woke up this morning. It's been about 40 degrees since kickoff and dropping steadily.
Well, I dealt with the cold this morning. I just show up in a hoodie and I call it good. I deal with the consequences.
You're tough. You're used to this. I had to come over here dressed like I was going to the Arctic because I was scared to death of freezing. So I've got thermal underwear and a tracksuit and basically dressed up like that movie Spies Like Us. Like I'm going into this Siberian.
And it's only October.
I know, we're not even close yet. We want to let you know tonight, tune in to News 10, KTVL Channel 10 TV at 11:10 for Friday Night Football with Joe Brett, Brian Schnee, and Demi DeSoto. I believe it's the Ashland Grizzlies that are making the trip over tonight to hang out with the boys on Channel 10. You'll see highlights from our Table Rock sports teams that only Channel 10 will have. You can also watch for teams live on set each week on Friday Night Football. Just a few short minutes remaining in halftime, and we have no shortage of sponsors, so we're going to hear from them once again. 21-12 on the John L. Scott scoreboard on the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week.
Let's go!
At US Cellular, we heard you. You want a wireless plan that works for you. That's why we're giving you unlimited data for just $30 on a network ranked #1 in network quality performance. All that and no hidden fees. That's the best value in wireless. That work for you? US Cellular. Choose fair.
For the best deals in wireless on a network that works in the middle of anywhere, visit Siskiyou Cellular, your local U.S. Cellular agent. 7 locations, including Central Point off Plaza Boulevard.
The Know Your Role campaign is incredibly needed and incredibly vital and important to establish boundaries, safe boundaries for children to play.
It's got to be a proactive culture where everybody enjoys the game.
At least creates awareness that some things need to change in order for the youth sports world and even actually the adult sports world to continue.
Knowing your role means that the parent, the coach, the referee, the fans, we all have a role.
Listen up, everyone. Listen up. You know that great deal got him a new car? This is a guy from Lithia who made it all possible. Carlos.
Hey, Carlos. Hey, Carlos.
You want someone who's going to take care of you and not just the dealership? My guy should be your guy.
Hola, Carlos.
But not for you, little sister. Thank you for coming.
Find your guy during Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford and on lithiasuperstore.com. Not a dealership, a partnership.
The days grow long, and the last school bell rings, calling you to pack a bag, grab the kids, and hit the road to that fabled land of green, where adventure drifts with you on the water and carries you through the trees. So let curiosity get the best of you and take the trail less traveled to Southern Oregon. Your journey begins when you travel Medford.
Just deleted the wrong replay. Welcome back to TableRockSports.net. It's Nate Goodyear and Elijah Klein here with a few minutes left at halftime. Homecoming here at Klamath Union High School, where the hometown boys find themselves trailing 21-12 to the visiting Phoenix Pirates. Right here on the John L. Scott scoreboard. This is the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week, so we thank you for joining us on TableRockSports.net, especially those of you on the other side of the hill that couldn't make the trip over to root on your boys from Phoenix tonight. We know you're there paying attention to us. So Phoenix looking for their second win of the season, their first win in Skyline Conference play. Before taking on Henley next week, they're back at home, but that Henley team 4-0 going into tonight's matchup with McLaughlin. Give you some series notes on this one. Last year, Klamath Union took the victory in Phoenix 43-13. Just one of the many pegs in a winless campaign last year for the Pirates, looking for revenge here tonight. They're 4-9 versus Klamath Union since 2005. So maybe that magic fifth win coming tonight here on the road. As for KU, they lost to Henley last week 35-6. They'll take on North Valley next week. Get your crunch on with crispy, crunchy chicken, available at My Circle K. That's a game winner right there. Find them, follow them, kick back with them at mycirclek.com. If you're just joining us, the scoring was opened by Zach Hill, a 47-yard touchdown run to put KU up 6-0. They went for 2 and missed, and that's where Phoenix was able to take advantage on the ensuing drive, capped off by an 11-yard touchdown reception from Joe Baynard. They did execute the extra point. 7-6 Phoenix at that point. They would then tack on 6 more on a Mateo Lopez 2-yard touchdown run before Darius Holmes answered back with a scoop and score, 40 yards to the barn for Klamath Union. But once again, a missed 2-point conversion opportunity. They found themselves trailing 14-12. And that's when Nick Goff came calling. They found him up the seam, did Zach Dungy, 35 yards. He was able to stroll his way in for the score. And that's where we find ourselves at halftime, 21-12 in favor of the Pirates. Klamath Union is going to get the second half kickoff. See a couple of minutes tacked on here, I'm sure, as usual. You can hear the Klamath Union band in the background as the Pelicans take the field here approaching the second half. Back after this for more action on TableRockSports.net. Back with you still at the break, Nate Goodyear and Elijah Klein. Want to let you know it's time for former high school athletes to get back in the game. Please consider becoming an OSAA official. There's a serious shortage statewide in all sports at all levels. Remember the people that called your games in high school? Now it's your turn. Visit www.newofficials.org to learn how you can get back in the game. All right, going into the second half here, Elijah, for Phoenix, it's really been a story of the running game so far behind Mateo Lopez and Mike Walker.
Yeah, not many throws in the first half. Can't blame them. Not a lot of super long runs, just some good power running up the middle. 1, 2, 3 yards, but you got to stick with what's working. You got the lead. I say you don't stop. I say you keep pounding the rock here and make Klamath Union stop it. They haven't done a great job of that so far tonight.
Interestingly enough, 2 of the 3 touchdowns, however, for Phoenix have come through the air. 11 yards to Joe Baynard and 35 yards to Nick Goff. And you got to think really that's just a function of the effectiveness of that running game.
Absolutely. If you can consistently, effectively run the ball, it opens up all kinds of different options. Play action, just catch the defense napping.
Now then you look at the Klamath Union side of things, and while it seems like they've been able to keep themselves close and it's only a 9-point game on the scoreboard, in a lot of senses they're pretty fortunate that this scoreboard doesn't look a little bit worse. With really their second touchdown, only one of their touchdowns, it came on the 47-yard touchdown from Zach Hill on the run to open up the ball game. But after that, it was a defensive score. Darius Holmes picking up a fumble and rumbling 40 yards to the house. So with that right there, if you don't get a score out of your defense, you find yourself possibly down 21-6.
Absolutely, and Phoenix was driving late in the first half. Klamath Union got in the backfield for a sack, and Phoenix could have had a first down with a chance to score and extend this lead even worse. So you're very fortunate if you're Klamath Union. It could be a lot worse, but you're still in this game. Got to come out blazing in the second half.
And in all fairness to KU, they have kept it this close despite giving up 4 points on extra points on failed 2-point conversions. And then you kind of double that down with the fact that they had an opportunity for a Hail Mary right as the halftime gun sounded. The only thing that broke it up was Darius Holmes colliding with his own man. Aaron Franklin back in the back of the end zone. They were both fighting for the ball with not a defender in sight and cost their team a touchdown. So I guess what we're saying is that this game could really go either way in the second half.
Absolutely. It was a very interesting first half. We'll see what happens here. Klamath Union will get the ball first.
So Zach Hill and Pablo Macias are going to be back deep to field the second half kickoff. KU will move left to right on your TV screen. KU had a kickoff return for a touchdown called back early on in this game. We talked about those OSAA officials. They've been relatively busy in the first half tonight. Lopez's kick is on the ground. Fielded at the 30 by Pena, up to the 35. Stays on his feet. Walker trying to strip the ball. Nothing doing, and KU will start the opening drive of the second half at their own 37-yard line. Both teams receiving disciplinary warnings in the first half as well, offsetting unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. So we may find ourselves with a bit of a chippy second half should this game stay this competitive. Arvizu and Franklin in the backfield. Looks like it'll be Franklin that'll take the snap. He gives to Hill, flag down on the play. Hill cuts up field and picks up a few. This one likely to be coming back. Finally dropped at the 44-yard line. Early indication is holding on Klamath Union.
Not the way you want to start your opening drive of the second half if you're Klamath Union. And it will go back. Should make it 1st and 20, I believe.
He'll put it down on the 32-yard line. We're going to see a 1st and 15 upcoming for Klamath Union, moving backwards before they're even able to really get started here in the second half. They'll bundle themselves up, tied into a formation here with the give straight ahead to Arvizu. Coming up a yard short of the original line. That'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Just 1 minute gone by here in the third quarter at Modoc Field. Franklin under center. Holmes, the tailback. Here's Holmes, off tackle. Dodging a man, he cuts back across field. He's got a little space here into Phoenix territory, down to the 20, the 10, foot race for the pylon, and he's dragged down from behind by Mike Walker. Darius Holmes picking up 60 yards on the play.
Showing off the speed on that one.
That'll bring up a 1st and goal.
Looks like he's down about the 2.5-yard line.
Nice vision from Holmes. Started that play to the left, made his way all the way back down to the right sideline. 1st and goal. Holmes is going to get the give. He fights his way forward, and he's in for the score. Opening drive of the second half. KU cuts it to 3 pending the extra point.
Now at this point, do you just take the extra point? I would assume so.
Yeah, there's no difference really in being up 2 or being up 1. I just take the point and get it within a field goal. I mean, if you just knock in the extra point here, a field goal could potentially give you the lead as opposed to just the tie. But it looks like they're going to go for 2.
On the field.
There's really no difference in being down 2 or being down 1 unless you're counting on a safety. But Holmes is going to come up short. So 21-18 is the score. It was a 2-yard touchdown by Darius Holmes that was set up by the 60-yard run. Another failed 2-point attempt, but let's take a look at that big run that set things up from Holmes. See, a good job to weave his way back upfield and then showing off the speed before Walker's able to make a last-ditch effort to track him down. 10:15 remaining in the third quarter on the John L. Scott scoreboard. You have to wonder about that decision to go for 2 now. They're 0 for 3 in 2-point conversions. They've given up 6 points. Just on that right there, they find themselves trailing by 3.
And if you kick all those extra points, it's a tie game.
And again, you just kind of have to reiterate that the difference between being down 2 and taking the safe extra point and being down 1, if you get that 2-point conversion, I mean, what's the difference?
Doesn't do anything for you. Not sure what their thought process was on that one.
Arvizu's kick is fielded by Ruiz at the 10. Ruiz tries to spin off a tackler, but he can't get up to the 20. Nice kick. He had to field it running backwards, and he was never really able to make up any serious ground or gain momentum. Phoenix will start their drive on the 19-yard line. North Medford and Sheldon all tied up at 21 in the third quarter. That's turned into a tight contest. 10:08 remaining in the third. Phoenix up 3. Here's Lopez. Squeezes his way through a hole and picks up a first down. It's nice to see Mateo Lopez get back in the swing of things after having a tough go last week against Mazama. I mean, pretty much everyone had a rough go against Mazama last week, short of Mike Walker, but Lopez not only struggled with the ball in his hands, but got a little dinged up in that game and had to miss a few snaps.
Well, every team is having a rough time with Mazama this year.
That's a great point. 1st and 10 from the 31. Quick hitter to Mike Walker. He's got some space. Headed down the far side into KU territory at the 30. Lowers his shoulder and tumbles his way forward down to the 27-yard line. 45 yards by Mike Walker. KU just not ready. Quick give. Walker showing his burst. Set up a 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line. 9:08 remaining in the third quarter. It's 21-18 on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Lopez, power G, right side. Shifty running from Lopez, manages to pick up 6, maybe 7.
The initial man tonight just cannot seem to get the ball carrier down today.
Yeah, the Phoenix line has done a pretty good job of allowing their backs to get to the second level. This is kind of the way that this Phoenix team is built. They haven't had a ton of success this year, but you can see the building blocks with a lot of size in the trenches on both sides of the football. It's paying off tonight. Walker the lone back with Goff and Reese split to the near side. Here's Walker. Breaks the tackle straight up the middle. Manages to get the first down and more down to the 14-yard line. No, I'm sorry, the 16-yard line.
And Phoenix not steering away from what worked in the first half, and it's continuing to work here in the second.
Three wide receivers again for the Pirates. Walker the tailback. Here's Walker straight ahead, room to run, fighting his way ahead, reaches for the end zone, and he's in with a touchdown. We've seen that so many times out of Mike Walker this year. This is the determination to get towards the end zone, 16-yard jaunt. And pending the extra point, it's 27-18 Phoenix. Extra point is blocked. Arvizu getting in there to get his hand on the ball.
Well, at this point, if you're Klamath Union, every point you save is a big one.
And they find themselves trailing by 9 once again with 7:37 left to play in the third quarter. That drive was all Mike Walker. He had a 45-yard run to set up that touchdown, essentially. Made his way all the way down. He was the one that got him across midfield into KU territory, and then he capped it off with the 16-yard run. Take another look here. See, again, it's the same play, just a trap right up the middle. Walker kept his feet moving and wasn't about to allow just one Pelican to take him down. He found his way across the plane for the score.
First Pelican usually hasn't even laid a hand on him tonight. He wasn't going to be taken down by just one.
Another quasi-onside kick that this time is fielded on the move by Nathan Getman, who works himself into Phoenix territory. So good starting field position now for Klamath Union. So the Pelicans will start on the far hash at the 41-yard line in Phoenix territory. They trail 27-18 with 7:32 left to go in the third quarter.
First down.
Franklin under center. It's an option. He keeps it from Arvizu. Cuts his way upfield. He's across the first down and up to the 30-yard line where he's finally dragged down from behind. 11-yard pickup from Aaron Franklin. That'll move the sticks for KU.
First down.
And now both teams starting to move the ball at will on the ground.
Already great field position here for KU. Let's see what they can do with it.
1st and 10 from the 30. Tight trips to the right side. Here's an option again. Arvizu just barely got it out of the hands of Franklin. And he gets back to the line of scrimmage before being stopped. 2nd down.
Arvizu, the ball carrier. 2nd down.
Zach Hill checking into the game. Arvizu will head to the sidelines as KU will spread out their formation on this 2nd down. Julian Navarro in the backfield. Holmes motions his way back. Here's an option. Fakes the pitch to Holmes. Kept by Franklin, and he's wrapped up by Mateo Lopez after a gain of 1.
If you're KU, you want to at least get some yards here, get into field goal range, be able to try to cut it to a 1-score game here.
6:10 left in the third. Pelicans face a 3rd and 9. Arvizu remains on the sidelines. Franklin under center with a tight eye behind him. Holmes the tailback. Well, we're going to get a timeout. It's an official's timeout. We're going to get an offside against the Pirates. So I don't know if there's a flag all the way over on that side of the field or if that. Oh yeah, he did. He just dropped his flag right in front of Dave Johnson, the Pirates head coach over there. We'll see a 3rd and 4 upcoming for Klamath Union. We're now inside 5:50 left to play in the third quarter. It's 27-18, Phoenix on top. There's a give to Holmes. Tries to bounce it outside. He's got a little space. Stiff arms Goff. Tries to spin his way back in bounds. He's forced out, but not before picking up a Klamath Union 1st down.
Holmes picking up the Pelican 1st down.
In field goal range now, I want to make sure you come away with points on this possession.
First and 10 from the 18. Arvizu back in the ball game at fullback. Franklin under center. Pena motioning across the formation. Give off tackle to Holmes. Lowers the shoulder. And grinds his way forward for 5, maybe 6. Bringing up 2nd down. Goff and Walker on the left side of that Phoenix defense, kind of outmatched a little bit size-wise when KU just kind of decides to throw the house at him. 2nd and 4 on the way for the Pelicans. Arvizu the lone back in a 4 wide receiver formation for Franklin. Franklin will keep it. He's up to the 5 before being wrapped up by several Phoenix tacklers all the way up to the 4-yard line. That'll set up a 1st and goal for KU. 4:49 left in the third quarter.
1st and goal from the 4-yard line.
Getting out of the huddle quickly now is KU. Holmes in the slot to the left. Pena slot right. Holmes in motion. Option again. Arvizu's going to take it, and he's into the end zone untouched. Touchdown, Pelicans. And they're signaling to go for two again. You should wonder if they just don't have faith in their kicker.
Yeah, I'm not understanding the logic here.
See that swinging gate formation once again.
If you kick the extra point here, a field goal could potentially win the game farther down the line.
Now there seems to be a little bit of confusion on the KU sideline, and they're going to have to take a timeout. Well, sports fans, we know you like to access our games on your mobile devices, but how many of you knew we had an app for that? The TRS app is available through the Apple and Android stores. Be sure to check out TableRockSports.net each week for our features and our news feeds updated daily. Follow at Table Rock Sports on Twitter and Instagram. Well, Elijah, 4:23 left in the third quarter. Had the touchdown run there from Xavier Arzivu. Extra point upcoming on the John L. Scott scoreboard. It's 27-24. But it appears that KU is going to go for two once again. We didn't understand it the last time they did it. They didn't get the 2 point
Do you understand
conversion.
it now?
I'm not any closer.
Me either. I was hoping you had figured it out.
Well, maybe the thought is that those points are accumulating, and that if they get this one, they'll get all 8 back that they've missed.
It's a good thought. We'll see if it pays off for them.
All right, no doubt about the 2 point conversion here. They're going to come out in a slot I formation up to the left side. Holmes is the tailback, Arvizu the fullback. Give straight ahead. Holmes is going to finally make it in untouched.
They got one.
1 for 4 on 2 point conversions are Klamath Union this evening. But that one pays off, and they find themselves trailing by just 1 now. It's 27-26, Phoenix in the lead.
Well, Nate, it was a long way to go, but they finally got one.
I guess you're just playing the numbers at that point. You're not going to miss them all.
Bound to get one of them.
It was a 4-yard touchdown run by Xavier Arvizu, I should say, that got KU to within 3, and Darius Holmes punched in the 2 point conversion. So on the John L. Scott scoreboard, there's 4:23 left to play in the third quarter. Phoenix 27, Klamath Union 26 on the Lithia Superstore game of the week. A lot of scoring happening here in the third quarter. Both teams pretty much able to move the ball at will on their last couple of drives.
Yeah, both teams kind of getting in a rhythm now. Should be in for a fun, high-scoring second half here. And now Klamath Union knows how to make 2 point conversions, too.
Hey, they're on the board. Arvizu's kick is deep. It'll be fielded by Goff, backpedaling at the 10, and he falls down at the 5. Tough break for Ruiz.
Tough break, but a big swing if you're Klamath Union. Get a stop here. Potential to get the ball back with great field position.
I'm Nate Goodyear. He's Elijah Klein with you on TableRockSports.net. And Elijah, for all the talking that we've done about the 2 point conversions for Klamath Union, now you find yourself looking back at the blocked extra point on the last touchdown from Phoenix. Suddenly it's a 1 point game.
Absolutely. Every point counts. We'll see how that pans out here as we go forward.
Ball spotted officially at the 6. It's 1st and 10 for Phoenix, backed up against their own end zone. There's a give to Walker. Gets to the line of scrimmage. Maybe picks up 1 yard on the play.
And finally, the initial pursuit gets there to bring him down.
Yeah, KU that time did a good job staying disciplined on the misdirection and able to hold Walker to just a gain of 1. 2nd and 9. Dungy will line up in the gun once again with 3 wide receivers and Walker to his right in the backfield. He rolls right. He looks to throw. He's looking for Goff, and he's got his man. He's got first down yardage and down to the 20-yard line before being tossed out of bounds. Yon Pena with a physical tackle, but it'll move the sticks for Phoenix. Clock ticking on 3:25 left here in the third quarter. Lopez checks back into the ball game now, as we'll see an offset eye out of the Pirates. We'll get a false start.
Yep.
Mike Walker jumped early.
False start on the offense. First down, 15 for the Pirates.
So that'll back the Pirates up to their own 14-yard line. It'll be 1st and 15 with 3:02 left in the third.
Penalties are such a drive killer as they have been all night. We'll see if the Pirates can get past that penalty.
Here's Lopez up the middle. Nothing doing. Swarmed by the Pelican defensive line. No gain on the play.
No gain, and I can kind of sense momentum is maybe switching sides here over to Klamath Union now.
Dungy headed in with the play. The clock's been ticking. They're kind of running out of time here. Rarely in a hurry to snap the ball are Phoenix. Will be inside 2 minutes by the time this play gets off. 2nd and 13 from the 16. And just as I suspected, Phoenix is going to find themselves at the delay of game penalty. They'll have to back up 5. Second and 18 on the way from the 11. Ruiz and Goff will be down to the near side of your screen. Goff in the slot. Walker and Lopez in the backfield, flanking Dungy out of the gun. Back to pass. He's looking. He throws. He's looking for Goff, and it's well out of reach. Blanket coverage on the play. Yon Pena and Zane Maldonado both there with the brackets on Nick Goff, and that'll bring up 3rd down. It'll be a 3rd and 18 back from their own 11-yard line. 1:50 left to play. Phoenix up 27-26 over Klamath Union. Dungy will throw. Under pressure. Looking to set up a screen, and he fires it at the feet of Mateo Lopez. Wisely so, as that play was going nowhere, and on comes the punt unit.
Here we go. Let's see if Klamath Union can continue off of their recent success.
Brumble will punt. Zach Hill back way deep. Brumble shanks it. Hill fields it off a bounce at the 45-yard line, and a nice special teams tackle. Streaking in was Mateo Lopez, it looks like, to make the stop, but good field position for KU to start. A little bit of indecisiveness there from Hill. It's tough when you get those low liners. But at that point, all you really got to do is get your hands on it and move forward, because now KU starting in Phoenix territory at the 41-yard line.
We'll see what they can do here with the short field. 1-point game here. We're going to have a timeout.
Yeah, Phoenix taking their first timeout of the half. They've got 2 remaining. Good chance to
talk things over here.
Yeah. Well, it's a 16-yard touchdown run from Mike Walker that has been the difference in this one. 27-26 the score in the Lithia Superstore game of the week. 1:36 remaining in the third quarter. And this has kind of been a wild quarter here, Elijah. The first half went into the break. It was 21-12 Phoenix, but it didn't feel like either side really was collecting a ton of momentum. Here in the second half, both teams have kind of gone back and forth a little bit. And it seems like Klamath Union might be on the cusp of being able to pick something up here and get themselves the lead for the first time since the first score of the ball game.
We'll see what happens here on 1st and 10. Good starting field position.
First and 10 from the 41. Here's Holmes. He's going to look to pass, and he finds his man Pena. Comes up at the 30, and he's hit hard.
And a flag is thrown. And that play may be extended even farther now.
Flying in for the big hit was Sam Brumble.
It's a great job to look off the pressure that was coming and get the pass away.
See what the call is.
Looks like targeting.
And I was wondering. Brumble came in hot. Oh, and they're going to offset the penalties. So maybe they're going to say they're... Let's see if we can get a closer look at the... Okay, well, regardless.
Well, we know it's targeting on Phoenix. Not sure what the other penalty was.
Well, either way, it's going to be... Well, yeah, the officials actually have no idea where they're going to put the ball right now. They've got some discussion to do, and it looks like they're going to just redo the down. First and 10 once again from the 41-yard line for KU. Franklin under center. Gives straight ahead to Holmes. Bounces it outside and gets down to the 40-yard line. Gain of 1 on the play. Bring up second down. Zach Hill checking into the ball game now for this 2nd and 9 play. Arvizu and Franklin in the backfield, 4 wide receivers. Here comes Hill. Hill with the give. He took this one to the house on the first play of the game, and he's got some space here. The speedster down the sideline. He lost the football, but it's out of bounds and not before a good pickup from Zach Hill, well down into Phoenix territory. First down, Pelicans.
Great little run there. I'd keep it on the ground here and not get too fancy. Don't want to make a mistake here and cost yourself a chance at points.
Ball spotted down at the 17-yard line. Inside 30 seconds left to play here in the third. Under center is Franklin. He's going to keep it himself. He's up to the 10 where he's finally knocked down.
Should take us
Picked
to
up
the
about
end of
8 yards on the play.
third quarter.
And that should do it, on the third quarter.
Great game here.
3 quarters complete here at Modoc Field on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Stay tuned. We got a wild fourth quarter on the way. It's Phoenix 27, KU 26. Back with the final quarter after this on TableRockSports.net. Welcome back to Klamath Union High School. Nate Goodyear and Elijah Klein with you. A 2nd and 2 upcoming for Klamath Union down at their own 10-yard line. First play is run by Aaron Franklin. Or was it Arvizu that got the ball? Able to maybe get back to the line of scrimmage. 27-26 your score. Phoenix finds himself in front thanks to a 16-yard touchdown run from Mike Walker. That was set up by a 45-yard touchdown run by Walker, or 45-yard scamper by Walker, I should say, that didn't result in a touchdown. 3rd and 1 on the way from the 9-yard line for KU. Franklin under center. In motion is Pena. He takes the toss, hitting the backfield, but he shakes off a tackler down to the 5, weaves his way back inside and into the end zone. Touchdown, Pelicans.
And now if you're Klamath Union, you might look to go for 2 again here.
Yeah, at this point, you actually want to be up 6.
That's exactly what they'll do. They'll go for 2 here. Haven't kicked an extra point all night.
Give straight ahead. Holmes is hitting the backfield and dropped for a loss. So the 2-point conversion is no good. But a 9-yard scamper from Yon Pena puts Klamath Union in the lead 32-27. Go back and take a look at that touchdown play. You see Pena just takes the toss in the backfield and has to make a few guys miss. Dodged a man in the backfield and then split a pair of tacklers in Lopez and Ruiz to weave his way into the end zone and put the Pelicans on top.
3, 3, 6, 1, 4. That's 8, 3, 3, 6, 1, 4. Checking.
We do want to thank you for joining us tonight on what's turned into a pretty cold night in Klamath Falls. And KU on the path now. Should this result hold, they'd find themselves in position to get their first victory of the season. But Elijah, the way that this second half has gone so far with just 1 quarter and change gone by, I have the feeling there might be a few more lead changes left in this game.
Absolutely. Still over 11 minutes left. The way this game has gone, still a lot of football left. We'll see what Phoenix comes out with here after the kickoff.
Goff and Ruiz have struggled to handle the kickoffs, but in this case, it's not going to make much of a difference as the ball goes out of bounds pretty quick.
Phoenix is going to come out with a great starting field position here.
So after the procedure penalty, Phoenix will start this drive on their own 40-yard line. 32-27 your score on the John L. Scott scoreboard. A 9-yard touchdown run from Yon Pena, the difference in this one. Dungy will line up under center on first down. Here's a toss to Lopez. Lopez headed for the far sideline. He's across midfield now, streaking down the sideline at the 40, cuts back to the 30, where he's finally wrapped up at about the 27-yard line. 33 yards from Mateo Lopez as he limps off the field. But a first down well into KU territory for Phoenix. KU once again just unable to find an answer for this Phoenix rushing attack. First and 10 from the 27. Confusion here with Lopez off the field.
Phoenix going to take a timeout.
Yeah, they got to take a timeout. Looked like they came out in a 2 running back set there, but they didn't have a second running back. Tristan Norris was confused as to where to line up with Lopez on the sideline.
And Nate, in a close game like that, unnecessary timeouts can come back to haunt you.
And now Phoenix finds himself in a tough spot. They've just got 1 timeout remaining. Well, fans, stop into any of the 7 Siskiyou Cellular locations in Southern Oregon for a wide range of your wireless needs. For over 25 years, Siskiyou Cellular has been keeping customers connected to people and things that matter most. Check out the latest individual, family, and business plans with all the latest smartphones, tablets, hotspots, and accessories. Siskiyou Cellular, presenting sponsor of Table Rock Sports. I'm Nate Goodyear. He's Elijah Klein. It's a 1st and 10 upcoming for Phoenix. Flag down before the snap.
It's going to be a false start.
The Pirates will back up 5. They'll face a first down from the 32-yard line. We got some whistles from the white hat. A little bit of confusion here. Well, obviously we can't read their minds, Elijah, but I would imagine that there's some sort of confusion, perhaps with the clock or the spot of the ball.
Yeah, it looked like a few seconds ran off that clock after the penalty. Might be trying to sort that out here.
So it'll be a 1st and 15 once we get back to action. It looks like they are dealing with the clock here. 10:34 is what they want on the clock. Let's fix that for them.
Yeah, 9 seconds. That may play a difference.
1st and 15 for Phoenix. Dungy will throw. He's looking downfield for Goff. Goff quit on his route, and he's lucky to get a hand on that ball.
Yeah, receiver had to play some defense on that play.
I don't think Goff was expecting that pass to come to him, and Dungy was looking his way all the way, but Goff got maybe 15 yards downfield and kind of slowed his trot a little bit. Had he stayed in stride, he might have had a chance to get his hands on that ball. as it was. He was able to get one hand on it and knock it away from the defender, and it'll be 2nd and 15 for Phoenix. Ball at the 32. Pirates trail 32-27. Dungy from the gun. Flushed out of the pocket, and he's in trouble.
He goes down.
Dalton Barnes in there to finish the play off, but it was really the entirety of the KU line that caused the havoc on that play for Phoenix.
Big third down here.
So it's a 3rd and 18 on the way. Walker and Lopez in the backfield. Dungy will throw. Looking for Ruiz on a wheel route. He makes the catch, and he spins his way out of bounds up near the first down marker.
Looks like he got it.
Up to the 15, and that'll move the chains. Ruiz has been quiet in the second half after having a big first couple of quarters. There he's finally able to capitalize. He came out of the backfield there with Lopez out of the game. Found some room. 1st and 10 from the 15. So it's Ruiz and Walker in the backfield. Dungy gives to Walker, who's met in the backfield and dropped for a loss. Arvizu storming in to drop Walker for a loss of 4.
Loss of 4 yards.
So we'll see a 2nd and 14 here from the 19-yard line. Four wide receivers for Phoenix. Walker in the backfield. Dungy fires it out to Ruiz. Boy, he's got some guys to beat here, and he's not able to do it. Picks up maybe a yard on the play. Darius Holmes tracking down Ruiz, who comes up a little gingerly. That'll bring up 3rd down.
Definitely probably 4 down territory here. Field goal doesn't do a ton for you at this point.
It'll be a 3rd and 13 from the 18-yard line. And I think you're right, Elijah. At this point, you're trailing 5. A field goal is not what you want here.
It does make it a one-score game if you nail a field goal, but with the way Klamath Union's been moving the ball, that might not be enough in a game like this.
Dungy tried to draw KU offside and ended up fooling his own guys. I know we're going to have to pause here for the clock because it continues to run again. In fact, we lost about 20 seconds there. There's a difference between our clock and their clock. I don't know if the officials are going to catch that. 3rd and 18 upcoming for Phoenix. All the way back at the 23-yard line. Dungy with 3 wide receivers to his left. Back to pass. Tries a swing pass to Walker. He bobbled it and dropped it.
May have heard footsteps on that one, too.
Yeah, and again, there's just no blockers out in front for Mike Walker, even if he did catch that ball. 4th down on the way.
4th and 18. Phoenix staying on the field for now.
Pelicans not fooled by that swing pass. They knew that that's what Phoenix likes to do, is get the ball to Walker out of the backfield. It looks like Phoenix is going to send out their offense on a 4th and 18. They've only got 1 timeout left. They've got to get it right. Walker motions out of the backfield. They scored on this to Goff earlier. They're going to try the same play, looking for the end zone. Goff misjudged it, and he dropped it.
And he had him open, it looked like.
Phoenix will turn the ball over on downs. Yeah, and you said it, Elijah. Goff was there. It was like he wasn't tracking the ball in the air. All he had to do was turn his body around. He could have gotten two hands on it easily.
There is a flag on the field, it looks like. Huh?
Well, maybe
not.
32-27 your score.
Looked like a flag.
KU starts the drive on their own 23. Franklin sets Holmes in motion. Franklin's going to keep it on the option. Tries to turn the corner and picks up 2, maybe 3 yards on the play.
And Klamath Union should be content with trying to milk this clock as much as they can here.
Yeah, now at this point, Elijah, you're looking at a team that is winless this year. You have to hope that they don't think themselves out of this ball game and get too conservative, playing not to lose.
Absolutely. You want to milk the clock, but a score here puts you in great position.
2nd and 7. Holmes and Arvizu behind Franklin in the backfield. Give to Holmes. He bounces outside at the 30. Stiff arms Ruiz.
Great
What a
arm.
move. Galloping down the sidelines.
My goodness. The crowd erupts down there, rightfully so.
A vicious stiff arm from Darius Holmes to pick up a KU first down and get up close to midfield. Let's take another look. See, just a huge hole to the outside, and Ruiz no match for Holmes.
I wouldn't want to take a stiff arm from that man.
No way. 1st and 10 from their own 48-yard line for KU. Franklin out of the eye. Give to Holmes. Same play. Dodges a couple men. Into Phoenix territory. A couple yards shy of the first down marker. Picks up 8 on the play. 2nd and 2. KU up 32-27 in the Lithia Superstore game of the week. Looking to put this game on ice with a touchdown drive here. 2nd and 2. Franklin gives to Holmes. He's met in the backfield, but he bounces off the Phoenix defense and is able to get across the first down marker. See him move the chains here. As Holmes picks up the first down. Good second effort there by Holmes as well, as he was hit initially 2 or 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Ran into the back of one of his own linemen and was able to stick with it and pick up the first down. 1st and 10 from the Pirate 42.
Clock is ticking here. Got to come up with a stop if you're the Pirates.
Straight ahead to Holmes. Tries to shuffle his way forward to pick up 2. All right, looks like that was Yon Pena, actually.
Under 5 minutes
Pena
to go
is down.
Here.
And Pena down on his back for KU. See a 2nd and 8 when play resumes. 4:56 left on the clock. Klamath Union looking to put the finishing touches on their first victory of the season before heading into a conference matchup with North Valley next weekend. For those of you out there joining us on TableRockSports.net, we know you like to access our games on your mobile devices, but how many of you knew that we actually have an app for that? The TRS app's available through the Apple and Android stores. Be sure to check out TableRockSports.com each week for our features and our news feeds updated daily. Follow at Table Rock Sports on Twitter and on Instagram. So Yon Pena gets up and eventually makes it off the field on his own accord. We'll see a 2nd and 8 from the Phoenix 40-yard line for KU. They're up 32-27, and the clock is winding down almost to the 4.5-minute mark here in the final quarter. Give to Holmes off the right tackle, bounces it outside, showing off some speed to the 30, down to the 20, foot race for the pylon, and he's in for the touchdown. Darius Holmes.
Still some football left to play, but that could be the nail in the coffin for Klamath Union.
Holmes taking it 40 yards. Darius Holmes has really been the difference for KU in their comeback attempt. They were down 21-12 at the half, and they have poured it on here in the final 2 quarters, pending the extra point.
Pending the 2-point conversion.
2-point conversion, right.
We don't kick extra points tonight.
Don't even bother. Here's a toss to Macias, untouched, in for 2. And it's now 40-27 Klamath Union. Let's take another look at that run from Holmes. As you see, untouched, essentially down the sideline, racing his way in for the score. And Klamath Union tightening their grip on this game. They lead 40-27 on the John L. Scott scoreboard. 4:26 left to play. KU again in pursuit of their first win of the season. And they look to be in pretty good shape, up 13 with just 4.5 minutes remaining. Very impressive, Elijah, the way that KU has bounced back from a rough first half. It wasn't just that they were trailing 21-12. It's that they weren't really showing any signs of life. Short of the 47-yard touchdown run to open up the ball game, their only other score in the first half came courtesy of a fumble return for a touchdown. It looked like they didn't have any solutions for this Phoenix defense, but the halftime adjustments really coming to fruition here in the final quarter and a half so far.
Yeah, they did, and as we spoke of before, you don't need to change much on offense, at least if you're Klamath Union. They stuck to their plan, and it started working. And now they've got a good lead here with 4.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Arvizu's kick is going to go out of bounds again.
Special teams has just been a real circus tonight.
Third time tonight we've seen a KU kick go out of bounds. At some point, if you're Phoenix, you have to start taking advantage. 40-27 your score on the John L. Scott scoreboard. I'm Nate Goodyear. He's Elijah Klein. It's been a great game so far this evening. Back and forth, but Klamath Union looking to pull away. Phoenix needs a score, and they need it quickly.
Yes, they do. And only one timeout remaining. Don't have a ton of... At this point, you can run the ball a bit and stick to your game plan, but you have to know the clock is not on your side at this point, especially with the lack of timeouts.
1st and 10 from the 35 for Phoenix. The give to Walker. Gets back to the line of scrimmage before being stuffed by the KU defense. Leading the charge was Jaden McVeigh for the Pelicans. Definitely running out of time to run the ball if you're Phoenix.
And for Phoenix, they seem to be content with taking their time as well. I don't see a sense of urgency from them.
Yeah, you wonder at what point they're going to kind of turn on the gas.
Exactly.
Down 13, inside 4 minutes left to play. Play fake from Dungy. Looking to Ruiz. Spins around and manages to pick up a first down, getting close to midfield. More nifty moves from Davon Ruiz. Able to pick up 14. Ruiz has had himself a nice game tonight.
Inside 4 minutes, you got to start thinking about picking up the pace if you're Phoenix.
Ball spotted at the 48-yard line.
It is a 2-score game, but it is still a winnable game if things go your way. But you got to pick up the pace.
Here's Walker, had to dodge a man right away, and the ball's down. He loses the football, and it goes to KU. That might be the final nail for Phoenix.
It should be.
Well, it was Xavier Arvizu finding his way into the backfield, wrapping up Walker and punching the ball loose to earn another turnover for the Pelicans.
Yeah, Nate, and with only one timeout left for Phoenix, we all know what's coming here. Run the ball.
Yeah, I think we'll see a steady diet of Darius Holmes. 1st and 10, KU looking for a homecoming victory. They're up 40-27. There's Macias in motion. He takes the toss, and he loses the ball, but recovers immediately.
Just never know in football, right?
Man, and that's just the most humiliating kind of fumble, too. You lose it because, and you know what, it can be tough to carry a football and run at the same time. Let's just say it that way. Tristan Norris was there, but unable to hop on the ball for Phoenix. Pickup of 4 on the play after all of that. 2nd and 6 upcoming. Tight formation for KU. Franklin keeps it, cuts upfield, and he's going to get a first down.
And that's a big first down.
Nice pickup of about 7 on the play.
First down.
Things are getting tougher and tougher for Phoenix, staring down the barrel of another loss.
Doesn't look like they want to use that timeout.
1st and 10 from the 37. A bunch to the right. Arvizu straight ahead. He picks up 4. Second and 7 from the 34-yard line. Now the Pelicans in no hurry. They line up with trips in a bunch to the left. Franklin is going to keep it. Gets up to the 30. Stiff arms a tackler. Cuts back inside with a nifty juke move. Close to first down yardage. And it looks like he's got it.
And that's
moving the
do
sticks
it.
once again. Yeah, that's gonna be all she wrote. Still one timeout left for Phoenix, but that's just not going to be enough.
You know, it's not, and what a comeback by the Pelicans. They stayed true to themselves. They cleaned up some things, and they buckled down on defense, and they're going to get their first win of the season tonight.
Outscoring Phoenix 28-6 in the second half. Straight ahead, Julian Navarro picks up a couple. See a 2nd and 8 on the way. Inside a minute. Taking their time to the line are Klamath Union. They're just going to line up in the victory formation. Franklin will take a knee, and that's going to put the bow on this one. First win of the season for KU, and it comes in front of a homecoming crowd. Final score here at Modoc Field. It's the Pelicans 40, the Pirates 27 on TableRockSports.net. It was a fine contest. KU with a big comeback, able to outscore the opposition 28-6 in the second half. They trailed 21-12 at halftime, but they came out and really laid the whooping on Phoenix in the second half to walk out with a victory. Post-game upcoming. Keep it right here. Klamath Union 40, Phoenix 27 on the John L. Scott.
There's a time machine not so far away that takes you back to a world just a few streets wide, where wonder rules the day and families are transformed, from the smallest bug-eyed explorer to that surliest know-it-all. So dive into the past and let them see the world through a simpler lens called Southern Oregon. Their adventure begins when you travel Medford.
The Know Your Role campaign is incredibly needed and incredibly vital and important to establish boundaries, safe boundaries for children to play.
It's got to be a proactive culture where everybody enjoys the game.
At least creates awareness that some things need to change in order for the youth sports world and even actually the adult sports world to continue.
Knowing your role means that the parent, the coach, the referee, the fans, we all have a role.
Well, welcome back here. The aftermath at Modoc Field. Klamath Union getting their first victory of the season tonight. It couldn't come at a better time. Their second game of conference play, and they find themselves right in the thick of things after a 40-27 victory over the visiting Phoenix Pirates this evening. Take a look back at this game. It opened up with a 47-yard touchdown run from Zach Hill, but a failed two-point conversion attempt left it at just a 6-point game. Phoenix would answer back. Joe Baynard, an 11-yard touchdown. They would capitalize on the extra point, giving themselves a 1-point lead. They would go into half with the score of 21-12. That half being capped off with a 35-yard touchdown pass from Zach Dungy to Nick Goff. That's what gave Phoenix their 9-point advantage. Then the second half came out, both teams firing away to start. A touchdown right out of the gate by KU. Holmes with a 2-yard run. And then at that point, Phoenix answered back. It looked like we might have a back-and-forth contest in the third quarter. It was 27-18 thanks to a 16-yard run from Mike Walker for Phoenix that was set up by a 45-yard run earlier in the drive. That whole drive was the Mike Walker show. Then Xavier Arvizu capped off a KU drive with a 4-yard touchdown run, followed by Yon Pena, who would give KU the lead for the first time since that 6-0 advantage, and they would never look back. Our final score tonight, 40-27, and Elijah, KU got to feel pretty good tonight in front of this homecoming crowd, getting their first victory and doing it in comeback fashion.
Oh, absolutely. Hungry for a win. Fans are hungry for a win. Homecoming, chilly night. They took the lead and they never looked back. They would not relinquish it. Incredible performance by KU. They earned every bit of this win tonight.
I think Darius Holmes is probably the player of the night, I would say, for Klamath Union. I'm not sure if you would agree, but it seemed like it was Holmes that was doing all the dirty work. He had a fumble return for a touchdown, 40 yards. That came in the first half, and then he had a 40-yard touchdown run late in the game to help cap it and give KU their final touchdown of the night.
Students are rushing the field. What a scene here.
It's going to be a long bus ride home if you're Phoenix as well. Well, next week for Phoenix, they're going to be back at it, and it's not going to get any easier for them. This was one of the opportunities on their schedule to get a victory, and it looked for 24 minutes of this ball game, heck, maybe even closer to almost 3/4 of this game, it looked like they were going to be able to get another victory, but KU just came storming back in the second half. And so next week, Phoenix is going to take on an undefeated Henley team. They'll at least get to go back home for that, but it doesn't get any easier for them. As for Klamath Union, they're going to look to keep this thing rolling. Taking on North Valley, they'll head up to North Grants Pass next week to take on a 3-1 North Valley team. that's taking on Mazama this evening. So that's going to about do it for us. We want to thank you for watching tonight's broadcast. Be sure and download the free TableRockSports.net app and watch the replay of this game free on your mobile devices. We'd like to thank Klamath Union High School for hosting the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week on TableRockSports.net. Special thanks to both our head coaches, Dave Johnson of the Phoenix Pirates and Tom Smith of the Klamath Union Pelicans. Check out some of the great features on our updated website at TableRockSports.net and follow us online at Facebook.com/TableRockSports. We hope you enjoyed this free broadcast made possible by our sponsors' support. And remember to tune in tonight to News 10, KTVL Channel 10, at 11:10 for Friday Night Football with Joe Brett, Brian Schnee, and Demi DeSoto. You'll see highlights from these Table Rock sports teams that only Channel 10 will have, and you'll get to see the Ashland Grizzlies tonight. Local teams on set each week on Friday Night Football. Tonight, the Ashland Grizzlies. So from Modoc Field, for Elijah Klein, I'm Nate Goodyear. Final score on the John L. Scott scoreboard: the Klamath Union Pelicans 40, the Phoenix Pirates 27. Wishing you a good night from Klamath Falls.